Hi. I know. I'm laughing. I don't know why. I do know why. I never know from minute to minute, like, if any of this is going to work because, you know, I'm an old TV dude. I'm an old TV gal. And, I had people saying, stand by, saying, with the dude with his finger up, you know, pointing to me and go, go, Gloria, go. Yeah, and it always didn't work out. I mean, sometimes once I was doing a live shot, waiting for uh, to get a cue from my director, my producer, and they never cued me to go to the tape or to talk about Al Gore. So I was just talking and talking and talking and talking, and I never got the cue. And then at one point, Grant, the director, said in my ear, "Oh God, Glow, cue the video." And it's like, what? Huh? Now he tells me after I've been talking for 5 minutes. Anyway, hi, I am Gloria Moraga. It is like almost officially Monday morning. Um, it is 11:58 p.m. Sunday night, California time. So I guess in some places it's already Monday. And thanks for being here. If you're here, please subscribe. I'm not going to say it's not. I'm looking at the chat. There's nobody on yet, but I do see that I'm on. So I'm looking on my phone that I'm on. So hope people start joining. So I'll just take this time to say this is political news. My name is Gloria Moraga. This is my channel, and please subscribe if you join me here on the feed, on the stream. Please please give me a heart, and please subscribe because it will help me get to I, I'm barreling toward 3,000 subscribers. I know it sounds really pathetic, but I don't care. I don't care. I'm just happy to be here. So this, there's this. There's $180 a barrel. And this comes from this. This is the Wall Street Journal. This is the headline. Saudi Arabia sees a spike to $180 a barrel oil if energy shock persists past April. So they're predicting this right now for April. And the way it works, according to experts, is you're buying oil in advance. And this is how much, you know, it's going to cost, or it will cost. Like, say you want to buy oil and pick it up in April. This is what they're projecting. And the article goes on to read prices at such a level would trigger a recession or consumer changes that will crush demand. So they're talking about worldwide economic disasters left and right. Saudi Arabian oil officials are working frantically to project how high oil prices might go if Iran war and its disruption of energy supplies doesn't end soon, and they don't like what they are seeing. And that's meaning $180 a barrel. Now, Iran has said, and just, has to thumb their nose at Trump and Netanyahu. They're fine. They want to see prices go up. They're blocking the Strait of Hormuz. They don't care. And they want to see them going up to $200 a barrel. So that's from the Wall Street Journal, and it's reported elsewhere. Um, Here is the Times of Israel. Same thing. Saudi Arabia is said to predict oil prices would exceed 180 a barrel if disruptions continue. Oil officials predicting this is what's going to happen, and they're talking worldwide economic. Uh, I don't know if disaster is the proper word. I would say worldwide economic disaster. So that's something that's going on, and I want to equate that to gas prices because gas prices are up throughout the country, and they're hitting some areas harder than others. And I'll get to that in a sec. I want to just kind of tell you what I was going to talk about in this live. Since I'm just starting, going to show you some video of those strikes against Israel. Those strikes were near oil refineries. I'm sorry, near power plants. nuclear power plants. They didn't hit anything, but still, there's an investigation now going on today on Sunday. Now it's almost Monday, about how the Israeli Iron Dome or protections didn't knock those missiles out of the air. So there's that, and then the terrorists in Lebanon that Israel keeps trying to bomb, are blocking bombs they're blocking drones. So that's going on. So I'll be talking about that. And then that threat, as we go tick tock, and Trump's deadline for opening the Strait of Hormuz, or else the Iranians are kind of laughing at him. It's like that line from the movie Carrie. They're all laughing at me. They're laughing, and there's some people in the Middle East, uh, that aren't laughing. Some of our allies are not at all amused by any of this. So there's that. I want to show you before I get to the gas prices. This is actually going on right now. This is the New York Times, and it's live. They're doing live reports because all over Iran right now, uh, power outages are being reported, and Israel is bombing and launching strike after strike. So this is the whole thing, the whole Trump Netanyahu thing, that they're going to keep bombing, and they might bomb, um, power grids or whatever. So that's happening right now. This is live reporting, and it says see more updates. But before I get to any of that, I wanted to jump down here to this story. Gas prices have jumped more than 30% in some states in just 2 weeks. And I'm going in and hoping, I don't just ad doesn't pop up. Here it is. Want to just share with you because this is expected to get worse this coming week. So I don't know. I don't know how your tank is or what, if you could gas up tonight or first thing in the morning. Across the South and the Southwest, where price hikes have been the most severe, drivers have lamented how the increased costs have cut into their budget. And here's a picture with diesel. So if you depend on diesel, so if you're a farmer, or if you drive a truck, or if you need diesel, it's up to $5.24, and here's unleaded at $3.49. Now I'm from California, so it's it's really high here. My family was down visiting in Southern California this weekend, and they were looking for gas that wasn't too expensive, and it's not available. It's like it is $8 a gallon for sure, $5 a gallon down there. So this article in the Times says in states like Louisiana, Texas, New Mexico, the price spikes have been the steepest. Motorists just saying they've really been stung. And then there's some interviews from drivers who say it's getting really bad. I'm already getting taxed by inflation, and this is not helping, one dude said. And I hope it ends soon. After the U.S. and Israel missile barrage sparked the Iran war in late February, Iran retaliated by closing the Straits of Hormuz. So that's what's going on. So we can expect that to get worse this week. So go back to the home page, and I'll just check in real quick because I had Al Jazeera up. And I'll go. Of course, I'm clicking all over. Trump has been speaking with the Prime Minister of Great Britain, to try to figure out a game plan to open the Strait of Hormuz. Sorry, I keep scratching my hair. Attacks in Israel damage reports as Iran launches new wave of missiles. So Iran is also striking Israel, and the Iron Dome is not working. And here's a video of that one hit that struck near it was near um, a nuclear facility.
Whoa. 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 Abba. Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, so that's you know, failure. According to some of the articles I've been reading, it was failure by Iran's defense system to stop that strike, and then you saw what happened afterwards. I mean, it was devastated, and people were injured. I think one child, I think a 12-year-old, was the most critically hurt. But they were saying that people were out in the streets watching some of the missiles, come toward Israel because they're so used to them being intercepted, and that is why some people were hurt because they weren't expecting for it to land. So here's Huffington Post always up for massive headlines. Yeah, this is what we've got coming this week. U.S. off ramp could be massive ramp up. And then there's an article here about Trump's train wreck. Where was the war prep? And then this other article about troops, but I believe what I see, and I'm not really gonna get into that. So back to the New York Times, and that's an ad. And here's power outages, and they updated. Well, there hasn't been much of an update. It was an update 45 minutes ago. Um, Israel's launching strikes. Residents reported widespread power outages across the capital of Tehran. Israel's military says just right now, this is happening now, begun a new wave of airstrikes targeting infrastructure in the city, and it did not provide details. So this is actually happening right now. Residents reporting blackouts. So that's going on. So, yeah, there are a couple of things going on with Lebanon. We're not even supposed to be, we, the United States, is supposed to be at war with Lebanon, but Israel is. Israel keeps attacking Lebanon, saying that they're going after Hezbollah. So here is the terrorist group downing Israeli drones. So that video was released by the terrorist group, by Hezbollah, and the other video was released by Israel. So that's and this happened yesterday, but the video was just kind of put out there. So I thought I would just share it with you. Now, there's been talk about Israel launching a ground war, and I just think it's important for us to stay on top of this because we have our troops headed toward the Gulf for a possible ground incursion or some kind of ground war. So I thought, good morning. Thanks for being here. Thanks so much for joining. Talking about what's going on, like right now, there's some stuff, power outages right here, according to the New York Times. And I've been checking on various websites, the Times of Israel and others from the Middle East, to see what's happening. But wanted to share Israel. Those Hezbollah seems to be blowing down the blowing up the drones that Israel's sending into Lebanon. And so now there's this. Israel blew up this key bridge today, and and then we got a soundbite from somebody from Israel talking about why they blew up this bridge. But bottom line, reporters, foreign reporters from a number of foreign papers are saying Israel's going to invade Lebanon, and do to Lebanon what they've done in Gaza. So here's that video.
ראש הממשלה בנימין נתניהו ואני הורינו לצה"ל להשמיד באופן מיידי את כל הקשרים מעל לנהר הליטני שמשמשים לפעילות טרור. וזאת כדי למנוע מעבר של מחבלי חיזבאללה ונשק דרומה, ובנוסף לכך להאיץ את הרס הבתים הלבנונים בכפרי המגע כדי לסכל איומים על היישובים הישראלים בהתאם למודל בית חנון ורפיח בעזה.
All right, so basically he's saying, bottom line, we blew up this bridge and we're doing this because we want to prevent terrorists, Hezbollah, from coming into Israel. But they've already been doing these, what they call, like, I don't know, it's not a day excursion, it's something else that they call it. They've already had Israeli troops doing that, going in like on a short-term basis, as we think, that American troops, are around in the Mideast. Wanted to update you on the one ship, the USS Gerald Ford. There was a fire reported on the USS Gerald Ford, and it was, according to, Malcolm Nance and others, it wasn't any big deal. It was a dryer fire that the troops, when they're washing their clothes or whatever, don't clean out the lint, the lint things in the dryers, and they always have these little dryer fires, but apparently it was pretty bad. And so and they say this happens, but there's also problems with the plumbing. There are a lot of the toilets backing up, so they have left the Gulf, the USS Gerald Ford, and they're going someplace nearby to try to see if they can fix what's going on with that. So there's that. And meantime, the deadline continues right now to the Trump deadline of it would be 6:44 p.m. Eastern time, Monday. That would be the 48-hour mark. Remember, he said, as of right now, and the right now, I think whenever, the deadline would be Monday at 6:44. So that would be 3:44 California time. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Meantime, this is going on, all the bombing, and Iran has said, and Iran, you can clearly tell. I mean, you guys, they're playing the long game. They've as much as Trump and everybody says, oh, I'm gonna go to the next slide and see what we see here with this. Rocket trails after missile attacks on Monday. So it's already they're well into, well, this must have been Monday morning. I'm not quite sure what time it is. I don't even know hardly what time it is here in California. This says emergency workers at the missile strike on Sunday. Oh, this is that bridge that I just showed you. They blew up the bridge on Sunday. And this is just, no, it just has who took the picture. It doesn't really have a caption. And residential building. This is another missile strike on Sunday. So wow. So it's full speed ahead. It's full speed ahead. I've got just want you to know some of your messages are being held by YouTube. Here's the thing. Usually I just hit approve because I don't think about it too much. I mean, it's like usually it's not something really horrible. Not with people that come here, because I have a great group. But then YouTube sent me a little note. Don't just be approving anything, because I could be in trouble for approving something that's really inappropriate. So I'm hardly ever reading, but I'm hardly ever like getting into it. Somebody's saying it's snowing. Really? Yeah, the guy speaking Hebrew, there were the captions there. I don't know. I just love listening to foreign languages. I think they're so beautiful. And and I was reading the captions, and I watched that video quite a few times because I was having trouble editing it, and so I kind of knew what he was saying. But he was saying basically we're bombing the bridges because we don't want Hezbollah coming into Israel, which I don't, Israel's going into Lebanon. So I don't know. It's more propaganda that we get from these dudes. So, so things are going to get hairy in the coming week because there's no sign that Iran is not cowering in fear of Donald Trump's threats. Um, Donald Trump was meeting, and I was looking for some sort of a video of Trump, yakking because you know how he loves to talk, but I couldn't find anything. And they said that the meeting that Trump had on the phone with the Prime Minister of Great Britain was very hush hush. So, so I don't know if any of you have seen anything about it. Where are you that it's snowing? All right, I just want to say that I'm in Northern California. It's usually very mild here at this time of year. It's been hotter than hell. It has just been miserable. So, I mean, way too hot. So, I don't know. And it's March. Why is it so damn hot? So, apparently we're going to have a cool down. So, no snow in California. Um, Although we did have some up in the mountains. Uh God, Epstein. I'm going to show, I hope I'm not going to get in trouble. Yeah, the Epstein war. I believe he goes off on these tirades when there's something coming up about Epstein. But I also hear that they've like shredded documents, like a lot of the documents that were there. And I can't even remember where I read that. Wanted to share, I don't know if I should do this first. Do you want to hear about Cuba first? Or do you want to hear about ICE at the airports? We'll do ICE at the airports first. Um, because I mean, just, for Cuba, I'll play something in a second for you. But for Cuba, wow, they're ready to invade Cuba. Like this guy has the attention span, Trump, of like a gnat. We're still over there. We're still having a war. Oil prices are spiraling out of control. Um, you know, and the dude just can't wait to invade Cuba. And what the hell? And it has nothing to do with freedom or democracy. It has to do with damn money, you guys. Damn freaking money. Again, always with these people. They're so greedy. And you know what? It gets me. It's like they're going to die. And what are they going to do with all that money? I mean, yeah, give it to Eric. Um, let's go to Tom Holman. Tom Holman was on, some of the morning shows. This is one with Dana Bass. You know what? I mean, honestly, I want the TSA to get help, but from ICE, these guys are. What are they going to? Are they going to wear their masks when they're at the airport? Are they going to be walking around with their masks and their guns? Or what are they going to do? And are they trained? No, they're not trained. They're trained to be thugs at the border, but they're not trained for anything else, as we've seen. So here's the Holman dude, Mr. Personality. I think he has a personality of a grape, and that's insulting grapes. Here he is talking about ICE at the airports.
Are ICE agents even remotely trained to handle security at airports?
Certainly a highly trained ICE law enforcement officer can cover an exit, makes people don't go through those exits, entering the airport through the exits, and that stuff like that relieves that TSA officer to go to screening and to reduce those lines. So wherever we can provide extra security, I don't see an ICE agent looking at an X-ray machine because they're not trained in that. But there are certain parts of security that TSA is doing that we can move them off those jobs and put them in the specialized jobs. Help move.
I don't believe anything that dude says. I mean, he's a monster. They're monsters. I mean, oh, Holman has a big heart. He's great. He's a monster, man. Let's just scare everybody. We want everybody to be scared because that deters them from coming here. I mean, but why? Why do you want to scare everybody? Why do you want to scare kids? Why do you want to scare our own citizens? No, here's what I say to Tom Holman. He's a monster. He's an old, washed up old cop. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I did like him at first. I did think, oh, well, this guy's got a little bit on the ball. But I don't think any of them have anything on the ball. I think they're all the worst of the worst. Epstein, it's all about Epstein. Um, You don't have a big heart, my friend, if you say you want children to be scared because that'll deter people from coming here. I mean, come on. Really? That's where you're going? Let's just pick on children because it's always the children. It's always the children that get hurt first and the old people. That was who was hurt, by the way, in Israel overwhelmingly. It was kids and old people. Um, so there's that. But I'm just so every day appalled, and I think it's going to get worse. So we got to gear up. We got to conserve our energy. Here, we have to drink more water. I'm drinking water from my zoo cup I got, has a dolphin on it. California. Um, because it's going to be a rough week. We're going to have the war's going to step up. Trump's deadline is coming. The bombing's starting right now. I mean, they're doing it right now. Israel says there's no end in sight. Israel says that they're just getting started. Oh, I did want to show you this dude. That Treasury Secretary, that billionaire dude, he says we have plenty of money. We have plenty of funds for the war. So, okay, so I guess that money that Pete Hegseth wanted, the 200 billion, billion, I guess they don't need that because this dude says they got plenty of money, and they do. They have billions and billions of dollars in the Pentagon budget. I don't know what the hell. I think they're trying to break the Treasury. They're trying to make us broke. They're trying to ruin our country, and they're doing a really good job. So we've also got votes coming up. They're going to try to do something again to get some controls on Trump on this war. That's probably going to fail. They're going to try to pass the voting destroy votes bill. They're going to try to pass that. They're still trying to separate the funding for ICE from all the other funding. And we've got these disasters happening, as we talked about last night in last night's live shot, with fires in Nebraska and the flooding in Hawaii, and it's bad. So I want to share this ridiculous story, and I only say ridiculous because wow, it's effed up. It's really effed up. I want to share this story with you, but I have a video as well. Trump, they're already, you guys, this is in the Atlantic. I subscribe to the Atlantic, so I'm able to show you this. Trump's eye is already on Cuba. And here's what it says. Regime change is lined up, awaiting the president's signal. So all he has to do is say go, according to what administration official. And then here's a shot of Cuba. And then here's the thing that's really like, what the hell is going to happen, man? A Russian oil tanker is creeping west across the Atlantic, quite possibly toward a confrontation with the United States Navy. What the? Oh, we're going to clash with a Russian oil tanker? And the tanker is called, it's right, the name is right here. Who speaks Russian? The tanker is called the Anatoly Kolodkin, is carrying tens of thousands of tons of crude oil meant for Cuba, which is battling an oil fuel shortage. Okay. Why? Because us, the United States, Donald Trump, crazy dude, is blocking. There's a blockade. And it's inhuman, and it's violating human rights. The Trump administration is squeezing Cuba to a breaking point and is seemingly willing to engage in a high sea standoff. What? That has pronounced Cold War echoes, like Cuban Missile Crisis. Donald Trump's goal appears to be to install more amiable leadership in Havana. Last week, he told reporters at the White House that he believes he'll have the honor of taking Cuba, adding, "Whether I free it, take it, I think I can do anything I want with it." All right, come on. Who else is just dumbfounded. I don't know if dumbfounded's the right word when you're talking about this guy. This guy is just like a piece of unbelievable, worthless piece of slime. Right here in this graph, it says the U.S. Attorney's Office in South Florida is already preparing indictments against Cuba's political and military leadership. But here's the one that gets me down here. Go down a little bit. Because why? Why are we doing this? Why are we going to take Cuba, but not for democracy? We're not going to free like everybody thought it was going to be like that. Here, administration officials told us they see an outcome in Cuba that would allow Trump to declare victory and open the spigot for American commerce. Quote, there's billions of dollars to be made there. That's all they care about, one said, while avoiding major political and social upheaval that would exacerbate the human catastrophe that we're creating and making it worse. Here's this. The Trump administration also discussing whether wealthy, this is it, wealthy Republican donors with Cuban ancestry could be considered for a future transition of leadership roles in Havana. Regime change is lined up, one administration official told us. Trump-style regime change is likely to be the democratic uprising of many Cubans. So they want Cubans to rise up, but not for freedom. They want it to be like Venezuela. Venezuela, again, is expected to be the model. So here's the key. The administration found that its short-term goal is to oust a repressive dictatorship and open up opportunities for U.S. companies. Because they didn't change the regime in Venezuela. They just got a woman who is letting us do whatever we want. Things have gotten better there for people. So that's all they care about. The article goes on and on. It's a long, 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 in-depth article about what he's doing and what he wants to do. And once again, my furry friends, it's all about money and greed. Why are they so greedy? Why is it just greed, greed, greed? While we have higher gas prices and food prices and farmers are struggling. And the reason I harp on farmers so much, food prices, because we are the ones that are going to pay for it in the long run when the cows starve to death. So here's Al Jazeera is doing a series of reports. They're in Cuba. They have a reporter embedded in Cuba. And here's just a taste of one of their stories. And I'm going to try to find all these stories and play one every night. So here's...
It is another night without power anywhere on Cuba, another nationwide blackout, the second in 2 weeks. I'm just making use of a security light outside one home, but other than that, there's virtually none that have power. Maybe the occasional small business, at least in this part of the city, the only light coming from passing vehicles. The second time in 2 weeks as Washington's near total fuel blockade on the island continues to take hold, continues to hurt ordinary Cubans, and has overwhelmingly been hitting some of the most vulnerable, the elderly, young children and pregnant women. Nevertheless, it seems that there is certainly no plans from Washington to let up in terms of the fuel and the energy blockade. Talks continue, we understand, between the two sides, but again, with the island in an end-to-end blackout, power cut.
All right, I had a minute to read some of the comments. Here's my answer back to you. And first of all, I never take anything anybody says about me personally, not age. Oh, yeah, at least, try to, well, I won't even go there because I'm not going to insult you because you insult me. But first, I was in television for years, and I don't care what anybody says about my looks, my age, or, anything. So, fuck off. So, second of all, honey, dear, and this is for you, the really dumb people. And I know that you're really dumb, and I know that you're in a cult. But for the really, really stupid people, This is a story, what Trump is doing. It's not Trump derangement syndrome. It is, I'm a trained journalist, it is a journalistic story. If you can't see, if you can't open your eyes long enough to put aside, like, how old you think I am, or how fat you think I am, or, this old lady is funny, fine, whatever. If you can't look at the price of gas, the price of food, at what the tariffs are doing, at him promising that we wouldn't go to war, and we're in a war, at him promising, that he was going to put Americans first. If you can't hear, if you're not paying attention, if you're just here like mouthing off, being an asshole, if you can't hear that what's happening in Cuba right now, because Trump's blockading it for some money, and it's all about greed and money, it's not to free anybody, that children right now in Cuba, children, the elderly, pregnant women, are suffering horribly right now. Okay? So all y'all who say, "Oh, we love Cuba and we want to free Cuba," that's that. I just there's reporting going on there from the ground. There's reporting going on there. A great journalist from the Atlantic, and I just shared a story with you. The people are suffering. It's not about helping them. It's about greed. It is about greed. And go ahead. Go ahead. Be insulting. Be small. Be, I come from the hood. You're not men. You're just like punks. You're little punks with tiny little. I'll get my tiny little tweezers to find your tiny little testicles. I mean, that's what you are. You're tiny little nothing. But if you don't care about women and children and pregnant women and old people suffering, that's on you, bud. That's on you. Go deal with yourself. Live with yourself. It's like everybody's going to die, and some people are going to go to hell. So have a good time. This is a political story. We are not even a democracy anymore in this country. We're like 25th right now on the list of democracies in the world. You don't care. Anything Trump does, you back him. That's a story. It's only about 1/3 of the people in this country who still support him, and 100% of them still love him. That's on you. That's on you. The rest of us, those of us who read, who care about people who are weaker than us, like the children and the women and the pregnant women and the elderly, that's what I'm here for. I'm not here for you little punks. I don't care about you. I'm here for sharing information about what's happening in the world and what this maniac with dementia, who always was self-absorbed, who always was about himself. It never was about anybody else. But you like him because he hates brown people. He hates black people. He's always been a racist. He always will be a racist. He will die a racist. And all he cares about is money. And that's wrong. It's wrong. So that's why I'm here. It has nothing to do with anything else but journalism and sharing a story. And that was a story. So, look, it's going to be a really rough week. I hope that you all have a good one, personally. Bombings are occurring. People are dying in the Midwest, in the Middle East. Gas will be $180 a barrel, according to Saudi Arabia, in a couple of weeks. And that will affect prices at the pump. When oil goes up, everything else goes up. It's a domino effect. And we aren't self-sufficient with oil. We aren't. And we import goods from all over the world. And everything is going to be more expensive. You guys are billionaires, like to make fun or, make a tax. Good. Then you don't have to worry about it. Then you can go someplace else. Go watch a cartoon. All right. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Have a good week.